Hi viewers, I have got a new video today. It's very interesting. So let's start. Grandma Climbs a Tree by Ruskin. Before we go through the poem, let's learn about the author. Ruskin was born on 19th May 1934 in Kasauli, Madhya Pradesh. It is in India. He is an author, Indian author of British descent. He lives with his adopted family in Lando, Missouri in India. He studied in Bishop Cotton School in Shimla. His parents' names are Baybon and Edith Clark. So, let's start the poem.
My grandmother was a genius. You'd like to know why? Because she could climb trees, spreading or high. She'd be up their branches in a trice. And mind you, when last she climbed a tree, she was 62. Ever since childhood, she'd had this gift for being happier in a tree than in a lift. And though, as years went by, she would be told that climbing trees should stop when one grew old, and that growing old should be gone about gracefully, she'd laugh and say, "Well, I'll grow disgracefully. I can do it better." And we had to agree, for in all the garden there wasn't a tree she hadn't been up at one time or another, having learned to climb from a loving brother when she was 6. But it was feared by all that one day she'd have a terrible fall. The outcome was different. While we were in town, she climbed a tree and couldn't come down. After the rescue, the doctor took Granny's temperature and said, "I strongly recommend a quiet week in bed." We sighed with relief and tucked her up well. Poor Granny. For her, it was like a brief season in hell, confined to her bedroom while every breeze whispered of summer and dancing leaves. But she had held her peace till she felt stronger. Then she sat up and said, "I'll lie here no longer." And she called for my father and told him, undaunted, that a house in a treetop was what she now wanted. My dad knew his duties. He said, "That's all right. You'll have what you want, dear. I'll start work tonight." With my expert assistance, he soon finished the core, made her a tree house with windows and a door. So Granny moved up, and now every day I climb to her room with glasses and tray. She sits there in state and drinks sherry with me, upholding her right to reside in a tree.
So let's start the explanation of the poem. Climbing the Tree by Grandma is one of the unusual anecdotes. This is the poem, as the title suggests, how an old woman keeps the childish habits and desires. The speaker explains his grandma's habits. He called her a genius because she could climb trees at the age of 62. The trees may high are spreading. She would have to climb. Even at that age, she climbed a tree. She had the capacity of climbing the tree very quickly. She had this skill. She was fond of climbing trees from childhood. She had this gift and enjoyed it a lot. She feels happy to climb a tree. She had more pleasure in a tree than in a lift. As the year went by, Grandma became old and her well-wishers suggest to her stop climbing trees. When people grow old, they should give up childish deeds and live a graceful life. But Grandma laughs and says that she will grow up disgracefully. What is in it that, but she can assure that she can do it better. Others would agree to her. What can she do in a better way? Luckily, there was no tree in their garden. Grandma learned to climb the tree when she was 6. All the old people feared that she would one day fall from the tree. Once her family members went out of the town and Grandma had a terrible fall. How it happened? Don't know. But the result was completely different. Instead of a treat, she climbed a tree and couldn't come down. After the rescue, the doctor suggested her to stay in bed for a few weeks. There was no major harm to her. Her family members sighed with relief. When Grandma was on the bed, she felt it was like hell. Her bedroom was like a prison. During her rest, she was in her room. She felt the breeze and the whisper of dancing leaves in the summer. Grandma peacefully waited until she felt better. Afterwards, she said to her son that she could no longer stay in the bed and ordered that she wants a tree house. Her son was obedient to her and started the work immediately after the order. They finished the work in a week. After that, Grandma lived in the tree house, and every day her son would climb up the tree house and give Grandma her meals. She sits there and eats and drinks with her grandson. Like this, she can claim a right to live on the tree. So that's all for today's video. If you like this video, please share, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.